Workhorse didn't get the contract and the fiscal year is over. So what? What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I got the t-shirt to prove that fact, and today we're speaking about Workhorse. And to start the video off, I'm probably going to go on a little bit of a rant. Workhorse investors are crazy right now. If you are in this company, okay, you should know it's extremely volatile. It's extremely high risk. We are often days trading 40+% of the float on a daily basis. Market movers are without a doubt in my head manipulating this stock to the penny. If you are invested in Workhorse, how can you not see that this sell-off was going to happen today? I was hoping the contract would have been announced by the end of the fiscal year, as literally every single Workhorse investor was. But we also acknowledged it could come October 14th to 16th. We also acknowledged it could be the end of the calendar year. And we also have acknowledged it could be next year. That's how it works, people. A couple of days ago, when Workhorse went up over 15%, off the back of pretty much no news, did you really think that was healthy price action? Everybody was so happy about it. But I mean, there was no real reason for it, people. And now something like this is happening. I mean, let me tell you guys, if you've been involved in Workhorse for a few months, okay, if you really have kept up to date with the company, if you've watched my videos, other people's videos, you know how much hype was surrounding yesterday's date, the 30th of September. That's what everybody was waiting for. That was the day where if we got the contract, it was going to boom. And if we didn't get the contract, of course it was going to sell off. Anybody in the world who looked at Workhorse for more than a couple of hours could have told you that. Especially given the fact that we went up like crazy only a couple of days earlier. I mean, guys, it really is the clearest example of market manipulation that I have ever seen in my life. I usually talk about this at the end of the video, but we're doing it at the start. If you cannot handle these kinds of moves, what are you doing investing in this company, my friend? High risk, high reward, okay? Remember the high risk part, please. I'm the guy who has said I could see them hitting $5 to $8 a share if they got none of the USPS contract. I'm also the guy who updated that to $10 to $15 a share. You can't just ignore that stuff and just listen to the good things. High risk, high reward, they don't come without each other, people. And what comes with high risk, high reward growth stocks with small market caps and massive percentages of the float traded on a daily basis? Volatility. The smallest piece of news can move this company 10, 15, 20%. This is not a normal company, guys. This is not Facebook. It's not Johnson & Johnson. It doesn't move 1 or 2% during extremely volatile times. That's not how it works. If you cannot handle this, if it messes with you that emotionally, okay, if you get stressed out and anxious when things like this happen, you are too invested in the company. It really is that simple. You have put more money than you should have into this company, and you cannot handle the thoughts of losing 20, 30, 50% of that money. And that's okay. Everybody's going to do that sometimes. You need to get better at managing the money you put into these companies. High risk, high reward. I said it on the channel before. I mean, I'm going to be absolutely fine if we don't get the contract, okay? I'm going to lose a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money. And I'm fine with it. I haven't overextended into my position. And that is how investing should work, people. You should not be getting stressed out and anxious every time something like this happens. I'm spending so much time speaking about this because I genuinely care about you guys. And I genuinely mean it from the bottom of my heart. If you cannot handle this, you are overextended into Workhorse. It really is that simple, in my opinion. I've been saying for such a long time, if we don't get the USPS contract, it is completely and utterly fine in my opinion, and I will buy a whole lot more of the company. I think this is a long-term investment. It's not a swing trade for me, okay? I'm not planning on selling when we get the USPS contract or any portion of it. I want to hold this company for such, and I mean such, a long time. It's not even funny. I genuinely think this has some of the best potential in the entire stock market right now. That's why I've put so much time and effort into it. But at the same time, I have always acknowledged the risks, and I think that's something that everybody really needs to do. High risk, high reward. I mean, what kind of investor are you? Are you able to handle that? Can you afford to lose 50% of your position? I've said it from the start. I'm fine if I lose everything. This is the way growth stocks go, people. I'm not ranting because I am worried about losing money. I'm ranting because I see so many people pushing this fearful agenda into the stock market, and I'm ranting because I don't see enough people thinking for themselves. Whether that means you're buying because other people are buying or you're selling because other people are selling. Please just think for yourselves. Now there's a couple of things I'm going to briefly speak about in today's video, okay? I think I'm going to make another Workhorse video tomorrow, and it's probably going to be a very, very in detail one. I'm going to spend a lot of time digging through everything that is out there right now, because I know a lot of people are briefly touching off of a few points I want to go through now. We're going to go through the GSA. A lot of you guys probably know what's happening there, and we're going to go through the contract dates, when these things could happen. We're going to go through the volume that was traded yesterday in particular. We're going to go through the massive sell-off that happened over the span of a few minutes, which yet again points to market manipulation in my opinion. People want you to sell your shares so that they can buy them cheaper, and I don't mean people, I mean institutions with hundreds of millions if not billions. And there's just a couple of other things, but again, tomorrow is going to be my really in-depth Workhorse video, as we always do on Fridays. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new around here, do all of that stuff. I don't even have the energy to ask you to do that today. Juicy button, subscribe, comment, woohoo! So the first thing that's sending everybody absolutely crazy is this, okay? The GSA, the US General Services Administration. We can see Workhorse's number was added in here. It also looks, it's terrible. It wasn't even put in properly. Whoever did this, what are you doing? Now the thing is, credit to my Discord members, they've been like detectives. I mean, they were ringing the number, I've tried to ring the number, nobody's got through to it. So we were wondering, why is this happening? So you Google a number, okay, and it comes up this, frequently asked questions from Winnebago Industries. That's where this number is coming from. But it is in regards to the Workhorse custom chassis. So a lot of us are wondering, what does this really even mean? Well, if we go to the actual Workhorse Wikipedia, you will find out that the Workhorse chassis is Workhorse. It's not Winnebago. So that does look like an official Workhorse number, even if it is a relatively older one. And just by looking at the page, it looks like it was extremely rushed. I mean, how hard can it be to put a phone number onto a government website, people? Like, what even is this? Now the significance of this is because it's on a government website, which would represent that Workhorse is going to be involved in a government contract. What's a government contract? The USPS contract. But yet again, it's not clear. It's like we have to deal in cryptic messages when it comes to Workhorse. So that's the first thing. I don't want to speak or speculate about this too much, because today, in my free time, I want to try figure out what this really means. I am going to try to get in contact with them yet again. I know people in my Discord have been trying to get in contact with them constantly, and I'll try to reach out to Workhorse as well, see if they can shed any light on the situation, but I'm assuming that they can't. Even if it is public information, I don't know how much they'll be able to tell us. So I mean, you know, people are going crazy over this. Let's not worry about it too much yet. You know, yes, it could be a very good thing, but we don't know yet, okay? It's that simple. We don't know exactly what this means yet. I'm recording this about 3 hours before the market goes open, okay? We are now down about 4.2% pre-market. We were down a lot more. Let me show you. Let me bring you to Yahoo Finance. Let me show you the daily chart. Look at this move, people, okay? They went all the way down to $22 a share, okay? In a span of 15 minutes, from $25. Since then, they have gone up well over 15%. Does that look normal to you? Let me just answer that question for me, okay? Does that look normal to you? I'll tell you, Jack, it doesn't f***ing look normal. It's manipulation. It is so incredibly easy to see. It's being manipulated. And why do institutions drive a stock's price down? Just out of interest. They drive it down to buy shares cheap. Why would institutions want to buy Workhorse cheap? Because they believe it's going to go up in value. Another thing, okay, so yesterday was a negative 6.72% day in the market. Not in the market, in the Workhorse market. Look at yesterday's volume. It was 22 million, okay? That is low. Look at what it has been. We've been in the 40s quite often. In my opinion, yesterday, it was literally just sellers selling to sellers. I can also attest to this because I've been reading the online chat rooms just to see what everybody is saying. I've also been reading my Discord. I don't think a single person in my Discord sold. Maybe a couple did, but the large majority, I mean literally hundreds of patrons are holding their shares and plan on buying them today. What does that tell you about the retail investors' market sentiment? It tells you that they plan on buying. This here is sellers selling to sellers, in my personal opinion. And again, we can see that it tended to just go down. And if I show you yesterday's stock chart in general, it becomes even more clear. I mean, it goes down, there's a few buys here and there, okay? There was buys, it was pushed down again. When I was speaking about this market manipulation, look what happened as well, okay? Consolidation. We shot up in value very quickly, okay? Making people believe that, you know, we're about to go back up. Maybe we're going to break this phase of consolidation. We're going to shoot back up again. It was just a quick sell-off. We consolidated, okay? For about, what, an hour and a half. Nearly 2 hours we traded sideways. And then in the span of 15 minutes, we lost over 15%. What more do you want me to tell you? I mean, I'm not even a technical analysis guy. I'm not a chart guy. It's as clear as day. It is so easy to see. I mean, this is common sense. This isn't even technical analysis. Look at what's happened since we've gone down. We shot straight back up straight away. The institutions wanted to buy then, okay? we consolidated, we shot back up. What more do you want me to tell you guys? I mean, am I worried? No, not in the slightest. Look, as I said, I'm going to make a full video on Workhorse tomorrow, and we're going to go through loads of information. I just wanted to make this one quickly because people won't stop asking me about it for obvious reasons. If you try to argue with me that this isn't a manipulated company right now, I will wholeheartedly disagree. I also want to say, I expected a bigger sell-off yesterday, and I spoke about this a couple of videos ago. Everybody wanted the contract to be announced by the end of the fiscal year. The fiscal year is over. No contract. I'm actually proud of everybody who is holding. Genuinely proud. Regardless whether the company's price goes up or down, it shows that, you know, you've done your due diligence and you've invested in a company that you believe in, regardless of what other people are doing. So, I mean, you know, I think everybody knows where I stand on Workhorse. I still love them, you know. Let's not remember, I mean, what happened last week, guys. Everybody seems to be forgetting that Workhorse went on this terrible run. We were down lower than $22 a share, and then we went on this beautiful run upwards. But now all of a sudden a 6% move is the end of the world? I mean, come on, guys. I know this has probably been my most ranty, least helpful video ever, but I just felt the absolute need to make it. Ask yourself the question, has anything changed fundamentally? No. Was there ever a guarantee the contract was going to be announced by the end of the fiscal year? No, nothing has changed for the company that is Workhorse. I still have the same stance I always have. I still love them. I'm holding all 300 of my shares, and yes, I more than likely will buy more if there is a very big sell-off. Well, I mean, look at the volume, look at this line. I mean, you don't see those lines, people. You really do not see those lines. Look at the volume compared to our normal volume. And yeah, that's where I stand. And I think I'm going to have to leave that video here because I could rant about this all day long. Guys, I've spoken about the psychology of growth stock investing several times on the channel at this stage. And this is where, you know, your mental strength comes into it much more than anything else. It doesn't matter how much due diligence you've done. It doesn't matter how much you believe in the company. If you don't have the mental strength to believe in your analysis when things go wrong, that's it, game over, you're going to sell out. And again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with selling a company if things change or if you can't handle it. If you've put too much money in and it's too stressful and anxiety causing, sell. I mean, that's your choice. It's your portfolio at the end of the day. But if you're a bull still, if you still believe in everything that you know you've believed in a few days ago in regards to Workhorse, nothing fundamentally has changed. But anyway, guys, I'm going to stop the ranting. If you have watched until the end, as always, I do really appreciate you. If you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button, drop me a comment and subscribe if you're new around here. And also, it's the first of the month, so if you want to sign up to my Patreon, this is the best time to do it because you get charged on the first of every single month. So that'll be the first link in my description. It's an awesome community, it really is. But anyway, guys, I will see you for another video. I don't know if it's going to be later or tomorrow, but I will see you for another video soon. Peace.